And in this video, we're talking about ways to stay competitive in your field. As you know, everyone is aging, and that's a fact. There always will be new technologies, new people coming into their careers, pushing the envelope, rising the bar, and that's just something that we've all got to face. And if you're the young buck now, it will be a blink of an eye and you'll be saying, oh, wow, things have changed. And there's a whole new generation now coming in. And you need to be thinking of ways to stay competitive in your field. Now, if you're about midway through your journey, you need to sharpen the saw. It's one of the 7 habits of highly effective people, and it's important to do. So without further ado, let's get into the conversation. And if you have ideas that would be helpful for others that have worked for you to stay competitive in your field, I'd love to see that in the comments. Just take a quick moment, share it in the comments. I appreciate all that. It'd be great. All right, so this is what I'm thinking, and this is a short list. And we're going to start off by talking about Rocky, right? You ever seen the movie Rocky? So we got Rocky Balboa, and he's coming in hungry. His life isn't quite going the way he'd want it to be. He's got this dream, this vision of just being able to go the distance with Apollo Creed. And he's willing to do what it takes to push himself, to challenge himself, to just go the distance. He is hungry, he's on fire, and he does, right? And then Rocky 2, what happens? He achieves the results he was looking for. He actually went the distance in the first movie, but in the second movie, he now believes in himself, and he trains even harder, and pushes himself, and he actually wins the title. He beats Apollo Creed because he still had the eye of the tiger. He was still hungry, and he got to the top. He was no longer in pain. He was no longer challenged. He got to the top, which takes us to Rocky 3. And this is where our hero, Rocky Balboa, loses the eye of the tiger. Mr. T comes in, who has vision, who has drive, and he has the hunger. He has the energy. He wants to go the distance with Balboa. He wants to beat Balboa. And this is what happens all the time. We come into our profession, we're hungry, we do what we need, we start achieving some success, and then we start taking our foot off the gas. And when we do that, we're subject to getting left behind. So to not get left behind, make sure that you subscribe to this channel or like this video and share it. That would be highly appreciated. And that's a way that you could be an amplifier in the world. I appreciate your efforts. Thank you very much. So if we want to achieve our best, we got to make sure that we're taking actions to sharpen the saw, prime our minds to be the best versions of ourselves so we can achieve the best possible result. Just like Rocky and Rocky 3, we need to keep the eye of the tiger if we want to be the best that we possibly can and achieve our full potential. So here's 5 ways to stay competitive. Number 1, you got to keep an open mind. Got to keep an open mind and realize that you don't know everything. And I know I've been guilty of breaking this one myself. Sometimes I let my knowledge, all these books that I've read, all the information that I have, tell me, oh, I already know this already. But as you may know, you may have heard me say before on these podcasts and videos, it doesn't matter what you know. More importantly, it matters the actions that you're taking. And more important than that, it matters the result that you're getting. So if you know something, but you're not getting the result that you want, you've got a gap. And you've got to work on that gap. And if you think you've hit the best possible result for yourself, that you're at max full potential, that is a joke, that's a lie. There's always an opportunity to amplify. So you've got to come with it with an open mind saying, there is something I can learn from this. There is a way that I can improve. I can always amplify. I can always improve. There's always a little bit, something that I could do a little bit better that would have a bigger outcome, better potential. So you've got to keep an open mind, realize you don't know everything, realize that you can always learn from others, even people that may have not even gone as far as you, because you can learn from others' perspectives. And if you're not sharpening the saw, you're going to be getting it dull through time, which is number 2, sharpen the saw. So this is from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And sharpening the saw means that you're taking the actions needed to keep on fueling yourself stretching your abilities, sharpening your skill set, and being proactive about it. In the book, Stephen shares there's a guy who's frantically sawing away at a tree, and another guy comes up to him and says, "Oh, what are you doing?" He says, "Oh, I'm trying to saw this tree down." And the guy looks at him and says, "Well, why don't you sharpen that saw? Your blade looks a little dull, and you'll probably get it done quicker." He says, "I don't have time to sharpen this saw. I'm trying to cut down this tree." Right? It seems a little silly. So sometimes people can get so busy with their day to day, they think, "I don't have time to work on developing myself or doing self improvement." And that is a myth. You can always make things a priority. There'll be never enough time to get everything done on your to do list. So you've got to make what's most important a priority. Put first things first, which also happens to be another of Stephen Covey's 7 habits. Number 3, always be learning. So sharpening the saw is working on developing those skills. Always be learning is specifically calling out that there's things that you can be learning, and you're putting yourself in situations where you can pick up that knowledge and pick up the different perspective and not close things out. So whether that's reading books, listening to books, watching videos, listening to podcasts, attending events, networking with other people, but always putting yourself in a spot to be learning about things. Now, I'll admit, I'm in my 40s now, hooray, and there are some new pieces of technology that come out that are a little bit like, oh my gosh, I don't got time for that. I don't understand some of the trends that maybe a younger generation may be into. And so the immediate result to change is, oh, I'm gonna push that away. So maybe it's dance videos on TikTok. I'm like, I'm not gonna start dance videos on TikTok. That's just not my thing. But what I need to be open to, and what you should be open to as well, is learning from what is changing in the market. Not pushing it away, but always be learning and saying, how can I learn from what's going on? And that is a big, important part to stay competitive. Not pushing out changes, but embracing the change that comes. Number 4, challenge yourself. If you do the same thing you've always done, you'll continue to get the same results that you always have. So we've got to challenge ourselves to not just check the boxes and say, hey, I'm going to continue doing what I know to do and what works. Getting out of your comfort zone, pushing yourself a little bit harder, trying something new that will challenge yourself to grow. Because just like lifting weights, when we challenge our bodies, we build muscle. When we challenge our minds, we build muscle in our minds. So you've got to be able to try new things, challenge yourself to grow. If you don't feel like you're being challenged at the moment, to stay competitive, put yourself in a spot where you'll be challenged to try new things or develop new skills or stretch your capabilities. And number 5, surrounding yourself by greatness. So connecting with other amplifiers in the world that have the attitude, expertise, and drive to grow. Connecting with other people that have stronger visions, that are sharpening the saw, that are taking new actions to achieve new results. When you connect yourself with other people that are amplifiers, you'll be inspired by them, you'll start being influenced by them, and you'll start sharpening your own saw and taking new actions to achieve new results. So it's champions hang around champions. So it's important to look at your circle of influence and continue to find people that will inspire you, that will challenge you, and that will help you keep your competitive edge. All those things are important. So I'd like to know, what is one thing that you do or will do to stay competitive? Put it in the comments. I'd love to see you commit to your growth by putting it into the comments and share what is one thing that you will do to start sharpening your competitiveness in your industry. Put it in the comments, declare it today, and then take one small step to turn that idea into action. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. If you have a comment, I'd love to see that in the comments. questions are appreciated as well. Until next time, keep on amplifying. To show your support, take a moment to amplify this message by sharing it online. To connect with me or gain more business growth insights, visit www.growthamplifiers.com. Thank you for your support.